As we talk about how real estate and the public sector or public policy are currently impacting how we live, we have to look at this as living history. So we're going to talk with people who have written about it, people who are living it, and those people who are maybe trying to make a change. But in addition, we're going to review 3 key parts of living history. First, we will talk about the tools, how real estate and public policy and laws were used together as tools to separate and to segregate. Secondly, we're going to talk about property rights and ownership and how laws were actually used to impact what you could own and where you could own it. And then third, we're going to talk about suburban communities versus urban communities. Why are they different and why do they look the way they do today? How was real estate used as a tool by public policy, by the legal system, by the public sector to separate, segregate, and often to impose economic control? There were 4 key ways that I think are worth talking about today. First, the Homestead Act. The Homestead Act was a law, federal law, passed in the 1800s that provided the opportunity for pioneers to move to certain parts of the new territories and to claim land as their own. However, that act only applied to people who were white. It was not an opportunity for people of color, of any color, or of indigenous people who actually lived on that land often before it was part of the United States. That act was intentionally developed to provide opportunity to provide land ownership to whites and only whites. Redlining. We're going to talk about redlining much more in one of our conversations with our experts. But redlining was a tool that was used as a way to determine who could actually finance a home. Areas of the country were divided and given red lines that determined that that was a riskier place to finance, and therefore there were very few opportunities for mortgage financing to facilitate home ownership. What often happened as a result of the Urban Renewal Act was the destruction of integrated and Black and brown communities for the development of highways and of high-end residential to be populated only by whites. And then lastly, contract sales. That was an opportunity for people to actually think they've bought their home and realize that once they missed a payment, they were really only renters. And it led to the future displacement of many communities of color as those contracts were then torn up and then resold to other people, resulting in the eviction of people from their homes without any compensation. All of these tools actually led to the separation of people by color, the segregation of people by color, the destruction of communities by color, and also the control of the ability to generate wealth as a result of not being able to own their homes or other properties in their communities that over time would lead to economic stability and growth.